What are you doing? What are you licking your bed? Hmm? Excuse me? What are you talking about? What? I'm making coffee. You gotta let me make my coffee. Okay? Is that an okay? No? You gotta let me make my coffee. And then we can go. Okay? That's a good boy. You getting louder? I hear you. You want to go outside? Again? Is that a yes? Hi everyone, good morning. Hope y'all are doing great. We are just heading out for our first walk today. And yeah, you can see I've got my jacket on. I'm still sticking with the shorts, but the last couple of days I've had on my long breeches in the morning. And actually, a couple days ago, I left them on all day. When you think about the desert and this kind of climate and terrain, you think about it being hot. And it's not always hot here. It's not always warm either. One of the things that I changed on our rig back after we first started traveling was putting in a heater, because I quickly discovered that my vision of being out in the desert Southwest for the winter would be nice and warm. Well, that was dashed. And that's from me watching videos and not having a really clear picture of what it's really like out here during the winter time. So after we had traveled it was only a short time, I think after the first few months, I got myself what turned out to be our first diesel heater, and I installed that. And it made such a difference in our lives. It was an immediate game changer. Any of you that have diesel heaters and you've used them to stay warm when it's really cold out, you know what I'm talking about. You click the button and 5-10 minutes later, the whole inside of your rig is nice and toasty, and it feels so good, and you feel like going to cold places is now not an issue at all. And that's what the diesel heater did for us. Yeah, I've had a little bit of a rocky road with the diesel heaters. If y'all have been around for years watching us, you know that I'm actually on our third heater right now. The one that's in the rig right now is our third heater. And it looks like there's going to have to be a fourth. I think we got lucky. So this is 2 days later. And the heater is, well, it's back to sounding normal. So no, 3 days later. 2 days ago, I started it in the middle of the night again, and oh my gosh, was it loud. It was really making a lot of noise when it was high revving like this. Oh, thank you. But then when it went down to, when it reached temperature and idled down, it got quiet, and I was able to go back asleep. But I figured that it was still, dead because of all the noise it was making. So what I decided to do yesterday, before we went to bed, I turned the heater on because I knew it was going to get cold last night. I turned the heater on, and it didn't make any noises. It was running fine. And it reached temperature pretty quickly because it was only about 7 p.m. and then idled down, and I had the window open all night. It did get down in the low 40s, but it never made an odd sound. And now here we are in the morning, and I just revved it before shutting it off, and it sounds absolutely perfect. Yeah, it's making no noises. So I'm wondering if some type of debris got in there, and that's what was making all that fan noise. I don't know. I mean, I have one in my shopping cart on Amazon, and I was just about to buy it yesterday, just about to order it. And because I'm cheap, I just never clicked go, I mean, it's in my cart, shipping address, everything's all set up, and then I just never clicked the button. And it seems like it's back to normal. I know they can build up soot. Is it possible that it got sooted up and then that was it beating the soot out? You know what I'm going to do is go look out on the mat, because in years past, when we came here from Colorado, the heater was actually spitting out little pieces of like carbon buildup onto the plastic mat out there and melting little spots in it. It's not going to catch a fire, it's not that hot, but it was hot enough to make little melt marks in the mat, because these mats are plastic, they're made of plastic. So let's see if there's anything out here. No, I don't see anything. It would be right out here. There's my exhaust pipe. It would be right in this area, and I don't see anything. So it's not spitting carbon. But very interesting that now it's back to sounding totally normal. So I don't know. I guess what is the end of this topic? We're going to wait and find out, I think. I was listening to it, and it was just at its low speed because it was nice and cozy in here. And I could hear like a little noise, very, very slight, but a little bit of what I call like a fan noise. I don't know what's causing this. What I got to do is I want to open up the bed and look at the heater and make sure nothing, I don't know what could happen. It's bolted down pretty securely, and it's been there for, over a year and a half now. But I want to get a look at it and make sure that nothing simple has happened, like the end case has moved and it's hitting the fan blade, because that would be an easy fix. Let's hope for that. But this is 2 nights now that it's back to sounding normal, so I'm thankful. Lefty's thankful because he likes his heater. He sure does. See, he always comes right in here and positions himself kind of right in that area, because that's where the heater blows. Ah! That's a good boy. Such a good puppy. So the first heater I wrecked because I was messing around with the settings. It still ran. Don't get me wrong. I think I think if I reinstalled that first one, which I still have, it's back in New York, that it would still run. It just was, I sooted it up really bad. I had fuel pump issues. I had to replace 2 fuel pumps, which is not part of the heater itself. That's why I say I think I could put that heater back in and still run it. What is the weather like in the middle of the winter out here? So this will be our 5th season out here. And I remember the first year, and now thinking back on it, the first year we were out here, it was cold. Now that was the same year that they had the big floods up at the sugar beet harvest and blizzards and all that. So I think that year was an especially cold year, even out here, because I remember days and days in a row being bundled up with jackets and long pants and gloves and hats when we were out in this area. That was back in 2019. So when you come out here for the winter, you can expect lows at night to go into the 20s at times, upper 20s, pretty regularly in the 30s at night. Like right now, we're seeing in the 40s, mid 40s, low 40s at night. And during the day right now, we're at low to mid 60s. Now these are long night days, so it gets coldest right before the sun comes back up. If you look at the hour by hour forecast of a night here, you know, you're 65 degrees, let's say, when the sun goes down, and it drops off and keeps dropping off until like 7:30, 8 a.m. when the sun starts to reheat the ground, and that's when the temperature goes back up. Now that's not like unique to this area, but when you're waking up in the morning, it can be really cold if you're not running a heater. Is it required? No. You could definitely, you know, survive easily and bundle up and be plenty okay. You're not going to be a fear of freezing. But you know, I always strive to keep us like comfortable and trying to emulate my house life that I used to have, and part of that is having heat, you know, being comfortable. And so when we, you know, I wake up at midnight and I click on the thermometer and I look, thermometer, the temperature gauge, and it says 52 degrees inside the rig. I click that heater on, and 6 minutes later, we got hot air blowing all around us, and it feels really nice. So if you do come out in this area and you want to have that like home comfort, you're going to need a heater of some kind. Absolutely. Because again, over the years, there have been times when it got really cold here. Now, the last couple of years, I distinctly remember, you know, it going below freezing. There'd be frost on stuff when we woke up in the morning. That's pretty common. And it can get even colder than that out here at night. So don't expect, because you're coming to the desert Southwest, that it doesn't get cold. It gets cold here in the wintertime. And with the shorter days, the sun doesn't get the chance to really heat everything up during the day like you would think in the desert. So I just looked at our 10-day forecast, and we're going to be on the same low to mid 60s for about a week, and then it looks like we're going to get up into the low 70s. So that'll feel nice, you know, that extra 5 degrees during the day will feel nice. And that also keeps the temperature higher at night. You know, the truck gets warmer, the truck stays warmer. And then if you have cloud cover at night, one thing that's, hey, come on, let's go back this way. Come on. Don't put the brakes on. I see you. Come on, back this way, left. Hey, come on, left. Lefty. Oh, he's pushing against me. Hey, come on, buddy. Let's go this way. Come on. Oh, dude, come on. That's a boy. So be prepared when you come out here. Be prepared that it's going to get cold. Having a heater, whether it's a diesel heater or a propane heater or a wave heater of some kind, definitely get yourself set up with a heater that's tried and tested, so you know you're going to be solid when you come out here. Because the worst thing to happen is, you know, we got 30-degree nights and your heater fails, which is, as I say that, it's kind of the situation we're about in right now. The diesel heaters have been good for us, and we've had some trouble with them. And you know, the saving grace of the diesel heater is that they're so inexpensive, and if it wasn't for that, I would have been looking for a different solution. But because they are so inexpensive, if you know, things go wrong and you've got to replace it, it's not going to break the bank, thankfully. I hate the thought of having to buy another one, but I hate the thought even more of being cold and not having heat. And, you know, we're in the middle of winter here. It's just about December. It's only going to get colder from here before it gets warmer. And I want, you know, for the dog, I want Lefty to have good heat. And I'm not saying that I don't like it too, but for him especially, I don't like looking down and seeing him all curled up in a ball and trying to keep himself warm. And yeah, he has the blankets. In fact, we stopped yesterday. We had to go into town and pick up a package from my daughter, and we stopped at the laundry. We're stopping at the laundromat. I need to wash Lefty's blankets. So he's got his original... Excuse me. He's got his original blanket that Tara gave us a couple of years ago, and then the new Eddie Bauer, which is from Carol. Carol, thank you. So I'm just going to run them inside and get them in the washer while Lefty gets excited. See, he's excited to get his blankets cleaned. What is it? Oh, you're probably seeing one of your buddies out there. Oh. I know everyone is different on what is hot or cold to them. In fact, you see Pam's rig back there. Pam doesn't run a heater. She actually, you know, she runs hot, I call it. So she's totally fine sleeping in this weather. I think she sleeps with her windows open and, you know, for a breeze. And then Tony, who's not back there right now, but Tony is the other way. He's from Florida, and so he runs cold, and he likes to have his heater. He has a diesel heater that he installed. So everyone's different, but for me, you know, if you got a 52-degree day out, drizzly, there's nothing better than having that diesel heater pumping really warm, dry air inside the rig. So even though we've had some issues with them, I'm going to continue to recommend them. And by gosh, one of these days we're going to land on one that's going to last for years. I know that for sure. So I want to show y'all a rig that's for sale here. This is a friend that she was in communication with me a lot while she was designing and having this built. She's decided to make a change and she's going to pass this on to someone else. It's a Sprinter, Mercedes-Benz diesel. It's got full solar system, all Renogy. She had it all professionally installed. I can vouch for that. So she is looking to sell this. I'm going to put her contact info down in the video description. She's kind of stuck in a jam right now and needing to get rid of this quick. So if you're interested in a turnkey rig that you can start living in right away, get in touch with her. Oh boy. I have to keep these away from Lefty. Or I should say I have to keep Lefty away from these. They're big. Okay. You didn't see it yet. Come on. Come here, puppy. Come on. Come on. Yeah, they got big like pinchers on them too. They get up and they stick their back end up in the air, and I don't know, maybe something comes out of the rear end like poisons or something, but that always kind of freaked me out, so I make sure he doesn't mess with them. That's a boy. On our walk just now, Lefty came across a little puppy. Well, a 10-month-old puppy. It's pretty good size. Me and the guy that was walking the dog, named Taco, the dog, not the guy, and they played. And look at Lefty's new toenail. See how it's growing in really nice? That one right there. Yep. It's starting to look like the ones right next to it, just a little bit smaller. It's getting there. Thank you all for being here with us this morning. Listen to me ramble on about heat and tell me to just go ahead and order the new heater, not to mess around with this one. Motivate me to go ahead and do that. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to get it. But I don't want to be without heat either. So everyone take care. Be safe. We'll see y'all again really soon. Good morning. You want to come out, go pee-pee? Huh? Oh, stretching. You waking up? Huh? You want to come outside, go pee-pee? You look so lazy. You're very lazy this morning. Not yet?